Hey viewers, Skylanders Gamer TV here. Now, I loved Spyro as a kid. I played all the games. I loved it. What is this? Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. Now, Spyro is the main focus of this game, and it's Toys to Life, this game too. And it really isn't even a Spyro game. Skylanders ruined Spyro. Or did it? Now, I could just all use the argument that since it was false advertising, this game ruined Spyro. But that argument is pretty invalid, as now we're probably going to get another Spyro game this year, after more than a decade of there not really being an actual Spyro game. Now, even as an experienced Skylanders fan, I can say I like the Spyro games. I think they're fun. Now, they play very differently from Skylanders and Spyro's games. They were very different games. But just because Spyro was brought back in a different way does not mean that he is automatically being ruined by Skylanders. But to figure out why Spyro's fans think that way, we need to go back to 2011. Now, like I said, we're going back to 2011, and Skylanders Spyro's Adventure had just been released at that point. Now, Spyro fans were pretty excited for this game. They thought it'd be a new Spyro game. But when more news came out about the game, they realized very soon that this game was not going to be a Spyro game. And I can feel for them. Spyro fans wanted this Spyro game. But that's not what was going to happen this year. They felt sad, left in the dust, as their favorite game, well, it was being brought back in a way they didn't like. Now at this point, like I said, I could feel for the Spyro fans. They wanted a new Spyro game, but this just wasn't it. But to say that Skylanders ruined Spyro, it's not really, like I said, a valid argument, as Spyro had basically ruined himself by then. I mean, we had games like Enter the Dragonfly, which is universally known as a horrible game, with also games like the Spyro Trilogy, the Spyro, Dawn of the Dragon, Eternal Night, and A New Beginning, which were mediocre games at best. It just feels like, by that point, Spyro had gone into such a low state that you could even say that Spyro ruined Spyro at that point, which is why a lot of Skylanders fans do not like it when Spyro fans automatically criticize Skylanders just because their Spyro isn't in the game. Now, like I said, I feel like saying Skylanders ruined Spyro is a pretty hard argument to make, seeing as, well, we did get the Spyro Reignited Trilogy a couple years ago. And also, Spyro was pretty forgotten until Skylanders came out. We're probably going to see Spyro 4 be announced later this year. But I could see the frustration that a lot of Spyro fans have with these games, because these games are pretty good. I'm enjoying the Spyro Reignited Trilogy. I enjoyed it a lot, and the games are pretty good. And the mascot, obviously Spyro, did get changed up quite a bit when Skylanders did come out. But there still is no reason for these fans of Spyro to automatically bash Skylanders. Most of them have not even played Skylanders in the first place. But the games are pretty darn good. It's kind of like me changing my hat. I'm still the same person, same being, same thing, but a little different. Kind of like what happened with this Skylanders games. Spyro was still Spyro in these games, but it was a different form, so a lot of people didn't like it. Now, it's not an exact replication, as I think everyone who watched my videos, who saw my Survivor hat, aren't going to care really that I changed my hat to an American hat just for this section of the video. But who knows? There are a bunch of crazy people out there, kind of like the people who bash Skylanders for having Spyro on it. But what does this have to do with anything? And like I said before, a lot of Spyro fans would, well, bash the game. Bash the Skylander like a lot of people think is a dragon. But Bash is not a dragon. Now, as we all know, dragons are basically just dinosaurs who can fly. Bash is a dinosaur who can't fly. Wouldn't that just make him a regular dinosaur? Okay. What are the differences between these two Skylanders? Now, you can point it out a lot, but like I said, one is a dragon and one is not. Now, we can point out similarities with these that could maybe say that Bash is a dragon. As you can see, both of these Skylanders have somewhat similar features, both having 4 arms and a tail and horns, but there's one very huge difference. Spyro here has wings. Bash does not. And like I said before, if dinosaurs with wings are just dragons, then wouldn't that just make Bash a dinosaur? Now, I know a lot of people, especially Crash fans, will say that, well, no, Bash is a dragon. But what is a dragon? Well, we all know that dragons are just dinosaurs with wings. But take away the wings, wouldn't it just be a dinosaur? I mean, really. Let's look at this. Spyro right here. Let's take off his wings. Looks like a dinosaur, really, right? And if we just say that, you know, a dragon doesn't have to have wings, then look at all the dinosaurs that you've ever seen in your life. If they have wings on them, they could very much look like a dragon. I mean, seriously. I mean, even though Zap doesn't have wings, put out wings on him, he would pass for a dragon. And almost really any dinosaur that you could see besides maybe T-Rex could pass as a dragon if it did have wings. Wings. As in air. The air element has a very much lack of wings. Now, out of all my air Skylanders I have, only 3 of them had wings. And I'm not counting Stormblade, as she doesn't even use her wings. There are 3 starter pack Skylanders in the first 2 starter packs that you ever get. Now, these are the 3 starter pack Skylanders. You could say the originals. But only Spyro out of these 3 was an original Skylander. Actually, there was way more original Skylanders than you may think. All these Skylanders were actually the original Skylanders. And if you really want to push it, you could say that Zap was also an original Skylander. His first design, though, you may know, is Tarclaps, who later did become Zap. It is weird that these Skylanders are the original Skylanders, but all got replaced in the starter pack for these guys.